All right, guys, it looks like we have got a ceasefire causing, well, at least the news of that is causing a major pop in the markets. We're going to take a look at broad breadth. I'm going to talk about the short that I almost entered yesterday. I was this close. It was triggering, but internals kept me out of the position, so I want to cover that and point you guys towards a longer video where I do explain internals. I have my models, I have my triggers, but there are a couple other breadth signals that I always look at before I pull the trigger. And this one saved me from getting my face ripped off when I woke up this morning. And I also want to talk about some, I guess, longer term positioning, if this is going to be the bottom, I guess, if you will, or the changing character back to an uptrend in the markets. This is day one, you guys. So I want to address FOMO. In chat, there's been some people acknowledging it. First of all, I want to say I'm so proud of everyone, all of the members. Not a single person blew up in this corrective market. I'm not saying it's over also. I'm going to try to not jump all over the place, but nobody blew up, guys. You have learned to read market breadth. You've learned to control yourselves, okay, and scale back the position size and count through this more difficult corrective period. You protected your capital. And now if we are going to move into a rally phase, a follow through, a trending environment, we got our money to deploy and we're going to print, guys. So I am so excited to possibly be getting into that environment. So I want to talk about what that looks like for me, okay? I need confirmation. I need a very specific thing to happen. I'm going to show you guys on some historical change of character, beginning of rallies, moves. We'll do it just on the SPY, but you can think of this broadly. It's market structure, you guys. So I want to show you exactly what I'm looking for. I am still slightly defensive. As good as all the news sounds, as big as this rip has been, that is holding up overnight and going into pre-market here in futures, this looks good. But again, there's something very specific that needs to happen. So let's just jump into the charts. We'll look at this. This is the after hours move when the news came out. Obviously, markets are closed. We'll jump over here to futures. Things are holding up quite well. Look at that big old candle back over the 50. I mean, hey. Change in character. What have I been screaming and shouting? We need to change character, take out prior lower highs, swing highs. In a downtrend, this was our swing high, all right, our lower high, more specifically, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We were pushing up into it. It was looking like we were going to fail that 200 and roll over, which was a short for me. It was a short signal back through the 9, back through the monthly support level with the stop just above and a target, somewhere near recent lows to our target more specifically. So, let's look at that before we jump into my new thoughts. I want to review what I almost did. I was undecided of SPY puts or SQQQ calls. So anyways, what I was looking at here is exactly what I just said. So this was yesterday's candle. A couple hours into the session, we opened here. We were failing the 9. This was just a relief rally. Failing the 200 at that time, we had lower lows, lower high environments. I was saying any up sequences or relief rallies that fail to make a higher high, okay, above the recent lower, higher swing, anything below this level and below the 200, I was saying, hey, I'm willing to short this back down through the 9. It's simply a triple R to the downside. You've got something in a trend, retracement, reaction at around our level. What was our level? The monthly level, the 200. Let's get it real. Right around the lower high level. It was a beautiful possible opportunity at a short there. I was looking at it through this level. My stop would have been here and a target somewhere in this world. And what kept me out of it, let's take a look at internals. Guys, there is a video on the channel, Warren Snax Market Internals. Look at it, watch it, learn it. There are links to these charts. I need to figure out the vol here. I wrote a script and now I can't see where Pine script go. There must have been an update here in TradingView. I'll figure it out and I will update that script, but frankly, this wasn't printing for me, the volume, the cumulative, the up-down volume, right? So inflow, outflow in the market is what this top left window measures. And I do like to monitor it, but for me, the ADD and the tick was more than enough yesterday. Let's look at this when I was looking at it. Let's get all these lines out of the way. All right, so this was the open yesterday. All right, I'm trading the daily chart. This was a retracement, reaction, remount to the downside, a triple R to the downside. Triple R is a continuation model, okay? If you have something trending, it is a way to wait for the retracement, wait for it to hold structure and resume trend. Retracement, reaction, remount of the 9 is my trigger. So we were doing that right about here. All right, we were remounting the 9, as you can see, as the market opened. So the market pushed down at the open, and I was saying right then, guys, I'm looking. All right, I'm looking at SPY puts, I'm looking at SQQQ calls. Let's let it pull back. Same thing that I want to see here. I'm going to try to not make this a 30-minute video of how I look intraday for the same signals, right? Like markets are fractal. I'm looking for the same thing. It pushed down and triggered. I wanted it to retrace, react, and remount, resume trend. So I wanted it back down through the low of day. So right about here on this candle, let's zoom in. I was watching the 15-minute chart, 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart, 15-minute, I don't care, right? Again, I'm trading the daily structure. But I'm sitting here looking at this candle right here. I had my phone out, I had contracts up, pricing things out to make sure that I was going to be within the risk tolerance that I was okay with for the current environment, the headline sensitive environment, but I was looking. And then, as I do, I pulled up my market internals. And what did I notice? This is the advanced decline, the stocks making new highs versus new lows on the day. All right. So this is the same candle right here where the market, so this is an imbalance. This is a divergence. You need to know to look at this and to look for this. Go watch Warren Snax market internals video. So same candle right here as I'm looking. The markets are triggering down through my level, right? I'm considering setting my risk here, my targets in this world. But again, I look over here and I realize that actually right now we're getting an uptick. More stocks are actually advancing, going higher. Not reflective of the price action we see. And this is something you need to know to look for. It is a divergence and it protects me all the time. Upside, downside, doesn't matter. What I say a lot is I want the full momentum of the market behind my positioning. If I'm going to go short the market, I would have wanted to see this advanced decline, heavy red, making extreme readings down below this orange line, maybe even into red. Okay, I'm talking about stuff like this, right? Red, red, red. We really haven't had much of it, which is kind of interesting. Well, we get a lot of gap ups that fade. Regardless, it's simply not what we were getting. It was pushing up. So immediately I was like, I don't know about this right now. Let me take a breath. And then over here on the tick, same deal. This is measuring order flow. Buys versus sells is easy enough way to put it. Go watch a longer video. Same thing. We've got extreme reading levels here. This thing was putting in a higher candle right here. It was getting inflow, right? There was more buying coming into the market as the SPY on this candle was rolling, and it just made me pump the brakes. And then, frankly, nothing really changed. I was asleep. I'm in Thailand currently. By this time, I was asleep, and I was like, hey, we'll move on. We'll reassess tomorrow. And then guess what happens? We wake up. We see all of this happen. So, internal saved me, okay? Yes, the reason for the season, for why this happened, is because of what happened, the macro event. Trump, Iran, U.S. announced a ceasefire, okay? Yeah, but still, there was internal showing a divergence, showing me, chill out, okay? I'm not seeing alignment with my thesis right now, with the print or the order flow coming through at the exchange level. I'm not seeing it, right? I'm seeing what I want to see here, but the order flow is suggesting that things are actually holding up, and at that moment, we're getting bought. I'm not saying things were crazy. Everybody was buying the market, but it wasn't an everyone selling, which is what I wanted. If the market was going to roll and flash down, I wasn't going to get but I think about a 14-day contract. I would have preferred a quick flush. And, I want to see supportive evidence. And that is what internals does, and it protected me. So Warren Snax, internals, market internals. Go watch the video. Download the charts. It's all free. Learn how to use them. Use them. All right, guys, so moving on. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? So let's take a look. 673. Let's evaluate where we stand. Let's get rid of some stuff. I apologize for bouncing you around. 673. That's all the way up here, you guys. All right, so we currently, there's a couple things to think about here. What are we doing? All right, so what levels matter? The recent swing high, all right, lower high, more specifically. Okay, obviously we've invalidated that. We're likely to open above it, so that will invalidate this right here. All right, so now what matters? Well, this is our low. Wherever we open now is the new swing high, or wherever we push up to the next couple of days. So just think about where we open, okay? Think about this weekly level. Think about this daily level when we were talking about, maybe rolling into a corrective phase, losing the daily, the weekly, the monthly. All right, well, we're popping up into a lot of overhead supply here. As good as this all looks, I'm not trying to be a perma bull, but I'm telling you why I will remain slightly cautious until I get what I'm about to show you. And also notice that we're popping right up into the 50. Okay, so to get a little bit of resistance here would be, I'm not going to say expected, but it would be understood, understandable. And of course, you have gap rules. If we gap up, it would be normal to close the gap. So here's the plan, guys. We could also keep ripping. So will I feel like I'm missing anything? Heck no. Okay, I'm still going to protect myself. And what I've been screaming for everyone thinking about calling the bottom and trading against the momentum of the market, going long in the downtrend, yeah, okay, dude, if you did it, now you feel great, good on you. It was a dice roll. You won't sustain that for a decade, period, okay? It's not sustainable to gamble. It was a gamble. Good job. Way to go. I'm waiting for the change in character, okay? So we're going to get that today. But I've also said I am then waiting. Let's clean this up. I'm waiting for the change in character. Take out this level. All right, so let's say we do this. I then need it to confirm. What does confirm look like? It means pulling back. It will pull back. I don't care if this thing rips for 4 more days. It will pull back. And that gives the opportunity to make a higher low off of the prior, okay? And that is a change of character that confirms. So it'll just be a matter of where that happens, when that happens. Does that happen up over the 50, higher low over the 50, re-trigger through the area? We'll see. But again, I will wait for a pullback. I will not have FOMO. I don't care how far things run. We're going to talk about a lot of names here. I'm going to try to start getting this moving here, guys. I think the analysis for SPY can cover the other indexes, okay? The Qs, IWM, same analysis here, okay? The markets were moving in unison, big pop. We're going to have a big gap up, okay? We're going to take out all of the recent lower highs. Now I am going to force myself to wait for the pullback, and that is for a couple of reasons. Number one, mainly structure must confirm. Change character and confirm. I have been preaching. It is stuck in my head. Doesn't go anywhere. It is what it is. That's how it works. So before we look at the names and why I'm not afraid or why I don't feel like I'm missing out, I don't have FOMO. I am excited to see if this move holds. I am excited to see if this move holds. And through that, I am protecting myself from being manipulated or faked out or the news change or whatever. I'm not going to buy this gap up just for the frickin' ceasefire or whatever to happen, okay? I'm going to give the next headline a chance to stall the rally, pull the market back. It's what happens. The market will pull back. I'm going to give whatever that news flow or cycle, whatever it is that will pull us back and see if we hold structure. Do we create new structure? A higher low and push back up. So it will be low, new high, higher low. That move, that next move right there, we'll think about it, and I'll talk about it. So guys, subscribe, come back, hang out. But what I'm talking about is, this wasn't a nasty move off all-time highs. It was really choppy, to be frank. It just wasn't violent. We didn't pull back to prior cycle highs if this is the end. So I don't really want to look at it as this move here because there was a capitulation signal coming off of that. I think it was more towards a 20% move. Yeah, 21% move. Let's see what we did here. I think only around 9. I don't think we even hit 10%. That's why I was saying things that, I apologize if you don't want to hear it, but if you blew up on this move, come talk to me, all right? Come talk to me. You're probably in your head now. You're probably upset. You probably need somebody to vent and talk to and, just get help, guys. Don't make the markets be your sole teacher. It's brutal that way. Anyways, guys, moving on, this might look a little bit more like one of these just simpler corrective markets. And you can see this is what I'm waiting for. It's the same every time. As if this is going to be the new uptrend, there will be a pullback. Does it hold structure? Does it make a higher low and keep going? So it would be maybe a more move like this, right? where it rips up, and this whole thing, you're like, I missed everything. I mean, we've already done that. We're already up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. It's going to open all the way up here. If it pushes another day or two, we're going to be up in this world right here. So what are you going to do? Go long then? You're going to go long then without a news update and then get rolled because some little tweet comes out, and then all we do is make a higher low and resume trend, retracement, reaction, remount. That is where I'm going to get in, my friends, right there instead. And it gives the opportunity to see the manipulation, to see the pullback, to see, do we confirm anything? Do we have structure? Do we have ground rules to risk off of? Ground rules to risk off of, okay? Entry, stop. Hi. If you buy all the way up here, your freaking stop has to be all the way down here. Or what are you doing? I don't know. Okay. So look, guys, I can show you that over and over and over again. But if this is going to be a change in character, look at the rallies that come out of these things. Let them rip. It's okay to miss the first move. Look here. Again, this was more of a capitulation move off the bottom. This is COVID, but I mean, guys, look, it rips up, it pulls back, and then it goes. And so I want it back over the 200. Yeah, today it's gapping well up above that. But, I mean, guys, look at all the frickin' triple R's. Every single one of them work after that. But you waited. You allowed yourself to wait, to not be manipulated. If the markets are manipulated, if they recede or retract any ceasefires, just give yourself the opportunity to not get caught up in the first move, with having the peace of mind of knowing that if this is going to be a real rally that gets the U.S. stock market back on track into new highs, which is what it does. The U.S. market makes new highs. It pulls back, it goes back into rallies, and makes new highs. It is what it is. So if this is going to be that, guys, it's okay to miss the first move, the first trade, to protect yourself, knowing, having that peace of mind, triple R, 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 every single one of those worked. You might have gotten into that one, gotten stopped out. So 9 out of 10 in a 2-year-ish rally, okay, on the index. Now roll that over into the leaders and multiply that by 3 of the amount of opportunities. If you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, I do have an offer. I teach my 6 models. I teach you how to read market breadth. I keep my people safe. All right, I have a boot camp. It is not a passive course dump. I'm going to take you in here. This is what it looks like it's a one-time thing. You get into the Discord where I'm live daily, giving my trade ideas, thoughts on the market, but also it is a mentorship. It is a real mentorship with someone who has earned the right to teach and cares about his people. This is what it looks like. I have made a new boot camp dashboard. It's not a passive video dump. You give me your information. You go through the lessons. It has assignments. I work with you hand in hand. Everyone is different. There is a general structure. I teach you my models, my way of reading market breadth, my risk management, but I specifically work with you and your risk tolerance, your goals. I get to know you. I built this entire system so that I could do that better, so that I could individualize the process. There are assignments. I watch your trades. I check in with you. You check in with me. You can journal. You can do that privately, or you can flag it. If you want me to see it, you can give me the playbook. Guys, boot campers, give me your playbook for this changing character. What's the plan here? All right, so I can go and review. It builds me a persona so that I know your strengths, some patterns, things that I can work on and customize. You can send me direct screen recordings. You can review charts with me. You can request a Zoom with me. All the stuff, guys. I don't want to make this a pitch video. There is way too much to discuss. But if you're struggling in these markets, if you're struggling with FOMO, if you don't know a model to execute, guys, if we go into a frickin' trend, man, this is easy money. This is easy money. It's just like May to October of 2025, easy money. So that same thing where I just showed you all those triple R's on that last trend. Back here off of COVID, look at this one, same deal. Look at this one, same deal. Every single one of these worked. Roll that until we got a change in character in the market that we noticed and immediately started scaling back, going into cash, scaling back risk, reducing position count due to market breadth. All the stuff that you can come and learn if you are struggling in these markets. Stop. All right, guys, I want to talk about some ideas, some strength that I see out there, some of the hotter sectors. What am I looking for? So one last thing I want to say, let's just go to TSM, one of my favorite stocks in the market, okay? The reason why I'm not afraid of FOMO here is because the way I trade, I can't buy this. We're 360. We're going to gap up to 360. I simply can't buy the way that I do things. I'm not going to explain that, guys. Okay. I do that in other places, but I can't buy the gap up like that, right? Okay, there's just too much downside risk off of it based on yesterday's close. But we are triggering retracement, reaction off of prior all-time highs, remount of the 50. So yes, it is technically a trigger, but it's taken a lot of the range of the move off. We just got the changing character in the market. We haven't gotten confirmation. So no, I don't need to buy the first up day in the change in character. I can wait for it to have change. Say we open here, maybe it pulls back, whatever. But even if it pushes up a little bit, you know what I'm going to say. Well, you members, boot campers, stuff, y'all know what I'm going to say. The first triple R after this move, if it makes a low higher than this one, when it pulls back and re-triggers through the area, all right, at that point, the 50 might be up there, the 9 might be up there, but it'll be a retracement, reaction, remount. The next triple R is where I'm going to be looking, and that goes for pretty much any name that I talk about here today. All right, that is my plan. I'm going to let the market do its thing. I'm going to let the market pull back. I'm going to see if the market holds the new structure, the possible new structure of changing character and resuming or starting a new uptrend. To do that, it requires a higher low. I need to see that happen before I start initiating new long-sided risk, okay? So the themes I like, guys, I have been liking robotics. Let's do FOMO. This is you're gonna have to get TSE permissions, US traders, but I've traded this guy before. It has been on the radar. It is one of my favorite robotic stocks. They make industrial robotics. I talked about this in a Saturday session. Actually, the Saturday session that is live on the channel, I talk about robotics, this company and some others specifically. So you could Warren Snax Saturday live session. There's one that I uploaded the recording. Anyways, guys, come to this Saturday. It's free. It's not a pitch. It's not a webinar. Real analysis, real ideas. AMA, ask me anything. I will answer absolutely anything. But anyways, guys, this should be on your radar. And this is a simple retracement reaction off of the box breakout level zone. Let's hit adjust. I don't know why it does that, but this is a multi-year sideways consolidation. This is a box breakout pattern, one of my 6 models, and you get a move out of the box. Okay, I traded the daily. It's the same thing. That's what I did right here. We got to move out of the box. The first triple R on the daily, I took. The market got shitty. I took like only 7% on this. I can't get options in TSE, so I took a shares trade, 7% on this, left some on the table. But this is back when the markets were unstable. Okay, I was reducing risk, taking profits faster. But it's the same thing. I'm saying, look at this range breakout. It broke out, pulled back, retested it. All right, breakout. Retracement, reaction at around the level, remount, okay? Triple R. Box breakout leading to the triple R as the entry model. So now roll that to the weekly. It's the exact same thing, okay? This is the exact same setup. And here's your trade. All right? I'm not telling you to go do this, but I see it there structurally. All right, and I do like the company. So yeah, there's robotics. I mean, you got there's a lot of robotic names. SYM. Let's look at that. SYM. Actually, I do really like this. I was looking at this. Is again the weekly chart. I was looking at this as a possible breakdown. They make supply chain robotics. So think like Amazon, Walmart, supply chain robotics, so stalking and stuff like that. UPS. Anyways, you guys, this is a name that I really like long term, but it can be a good trader as well. You can see this thing's ability to move. It's also volatile, but remember the markets have gotten kind of crappy in this time. But I had a little bit of a watch here for a possible head and shoulders. If it had broken this, then I was thinking maybe we'd get a real good entry for a long-term hold on this company, but it didn't happen, and frankly, it's holding structure here. All right, it reacted off of that neckline, be it crooked, but reacted off of that level. I kind of like this, you guys. You could wait for it to get up there, maybe a strong close on the week, or wait for next week. Wait for it to clear this range. What is that? Through about 57.50 area. Stop goes here, targeting up towards, up there. And guys, towards recent highs. It might be all-time highs. I believe it is. Yeah, it is. And guys, this is one of those ones you don't always have to take options. This is a 45% move on underlying. and then you don't have a time, you don't have theta, you don't have time decay, you don't have a contract date you have to be out by. Like, I like this on shares, guys. You're talking, again, 45% move here. This is attractive. This is quite attractive to me. All right, so let's move on. I like space as well. You've got the SpaceX IPO coming. I think it's going to bring some heat into the sector. RKLB is one that has some decent weekly structure here. All right, guys, look at this. Look at this. This is what I do. This is what I do. All right, we have a leader in a trend backed by growing fundamentals or a catalyst. This one has both. I think they are improving their fundamentals, yeah. All right, we're up and to the right here. I mean, this is not exactly a proving profitable company just yet, obviously, here by the fundamentals. But look, it's been getting accumulated. It is holding structure. This is a simple retracement, reaction at or around our level. What's our level? The 50 here. The prior all-time high level aligning with the 50. Good reaction candle. And then a remount of the 9. Sorry, guys. I am very drawy today. Retracement, reaction, remount. Entry, stop, target. Same thoughts here, you guys. I don't know that you need to go contracts here on a 40% plus move on underlying. You know, do you have to add that leverage? I would say no, and I probably won't. In these two examples, should I take one? Let's do crypto. Okay, we'll do crypto. What do we got here? Bitcoin. Look, man, it's got some work to do. It's got some work to do. Like I've been saying with crypto, it tends to tell you when it's ready to go. So let it do so. You know, let it break out and start giving triple R's above. I'm not quite there yet on crypto. We'll leave it there. I've given some thoughts on it other times. I mean, this is frankly still a bear flag. Look at how similar these things look. So I'm not quite there. I think I'll know. You'll know. When Bitcoin and the crypto spit, look, I'm talking Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link. I don't care about the rest. That's me. Come at me. Don't come at me, please. Don't tell me about your frickin' devs and community. I don't care. But from a swing trading perspective, let this thing get on its horse, all right, improve itself a little bit, and yeah, maybe some triple R's here coming in a while. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, guys, this has a lot of work to do. You know, frankly, this is in a solidified downtrend, so let it really break out, and you can consider even the monthly. There you go. You know, looking maybe similar to this time back here. This is what it looked like on a real corrective phase in Bitcoin, a retracement, reaction, remount of the 9. Yeah, retracement, reaction off the 50. If it remounts the 9 right here, guys, you know, if you need an idea for me to get into Bitcoin, this is not investing. I am invested in Bitcoin. But, you know, from a new entry, like swing perspective, maybe like 3 to 12 month hold idea, let it get over the 9. Risk this and look for new highs. That's about 2R there into new highs. There you go. There's an idea if you want me to force one for crypto. Let's keep it moving. Autonomous weapons. I've been talking about this. And look, guys, another report. So they came out. They said the discombobulator was used to go find the U.S. downed fighter jet pilots. 3 days before that video, I said pay attention to autonomous weapon systems, HPMs, laser beams, all that stuff. A couple days later, it gets used, this new secret weapon. I told you it caught my eye when they used it in Venezuela. All right, this is a tech that's getting R&D allocations, real-world use, battlefield usage, contracts. It's real, guys. It's real world. It's out there. It's being used on the battlefield. It has to do with the shift in the economics of war. It has to do with $30,000 drones taking out tens of billions of dollars in assets. Solutions need to be made. They are. I think there's also another thing we haven't talked about is these systems will now need defense. It's just like the drone companies, well, these HPMs are counter drone, right? The people making the strike drones, well, somebody needs to make the counters to knock these swarms out of the air. Well, same thing for this like beam that is like frying people's brains or whatever it's doing. It's still kind of top secret. The discombobulator is discombobulating people. Well, China's already working on theirs, and you know, other countries are going to create these systems. And if they're this powerful, well, that requires a whole new set of R&D allocations for the counter, for the defense systems against these things. If they could theoretically just beam something and wipe out entire, I don't know. I don't know what this thing does yet. It's speculative, but it is being used. And then there was another report of using that pilot, some new CIA system, whatever, some new defense technology. The quote that I saw is that if you have a beating heart, we can find you. So there's some crazy new tech out there in the defense Aerospace, that whole sector is very hot. So I have a watch list here, guys. If you want it, there's quite a bit here that is attractive to me. Let's go to the daily. This guy back over the 50 is a retracement reaction remount. Let's go to TDY. Same sort of look here. Back over the 50 is attractive. We can roll down to the weekly. This is a weekly trigger. Bing bong. Retracement. Reaction. Where did it react? Right off of the prior high level. And we've got a remount of the 9. This is a trigger, current trigger candle right here. Okay, I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm showing you what the model is. All right, as quick as I can here in a YouTube video. Stop targets. Same deal. Do we need to buy frickin' contracts on this? 18%? You're telling me 18% doesn't matter? Yeah. I don't know if you need to force contracts in this situation. Okay. But I like the space. And we've got AI hardware. There's a lot of names I like here. Keep it on your radar, guys. This is already a pretty long video. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I'll just really say the sectors, but AI hardware. Software has gotten hit pretty hard, but I think hardware, memory, optics, connectivity, all the stuff, all the stuff, guys. There's actually so much in this, but AAOI is a name that I like in the space. Let's roll over to the daily on some of these. These are really strong. GLW is a name that I like in the space. A lot of these are gapping up, guys, so that's kind of what I'm saying. It's going to gap all the way up here. Okay, so no, I can't buy that. So give the market time to go on whatever sort of rally or run that it wants to go on here for a few more days. Do whatever it's going to do. Pull us back, make a higher low, and then start to reinitiate some triple R's then. That's how I'm going to protect myself from FOMO. You got TSEM here is a hot boy. Guys, there's a lot. There's a lot in that space. We've got Lamb Research back over the 50 is attractive. MKR, like a lot of stuff in the hardware sector looks good. So financials is the last one that I'll talk about here in this video. I think that's good enough for me. Yeah, financials let us down. So let's see how this guy looks. Look at this on the monthly. So there's a trade on the monthly if you don't want to overthink things. I'll leave it like that. This is a retracement. If you don't want to go name pick, right, in financials, but you got a retracement, reaction, remount. It's technically right back into the daily range there. It's not my favorite. That's why it's last. But historically, buying triple R's on the financial sector ETF, you can see them here, have historically been good opportunities, and we may be looking at one here. You could look at JP Morgan. I like this guy on the weekly. Ooh, that's a monthly trigger as well. Yeah, you got JP Morgan monthly trigger, and it doesn't surprise me with the sector doing as well. I'm pretty sure this is the heaviest weighted in the XLF. But yeah, look, you got a weekly trigger, retracement, reaction, remount. Roll that into Morgan Stanley if you'd like. I'm sure it's the same. Yeah, guys, I mean, this is beautiful. Retracement, react alt the 50, remount of the 9. Let this thing clear its little range, which I'm pretty sure it's doing pre-market. Yeah, this guy's all the way up here now, so right back to it. What do we do? Well, we can't buy that, but guys, now it's on our radar. Now we have ground rules. Okay, so if we make a new high, pull back, and make a higher low, the next triple R. So that's kind of where I'm going to be looking at financials. That goes broadly. I know we're looking at Morgan Stanley here, but the idea is broad. Guys, there's some other things out there that are triggering. You've got MSFT on a monthly. If you want to go to tomtool.app, you can run the simulation of what buying all these arrows are on the best companies, ETFs, indexes in the world, waiting for a monthly triple R trigger. You can see right here how effective that is. Google is looking really good to me as well. This is not quite a monthly trigger, but you can see the other ones, guys, okay? But let's go to the 1 week chart, and this is a weekly trigger for me here on Google. Man, I tell you what, I do really like that. It's unfortunate, the huge gap up. It's not huge, but it's still there. It's still there. It's still day one. I will not change. I don't care. I don't care that I'm going to miss this first move, okay? Because I'm not missing anything. I'm forcing myself to wait for my confirmation, pull back, make a higher low, and go again. I'll definitely be thinking about that move. So guys, I encourage you to do the same. All right, if you need some more structure in your trading, if you need some entry models, some discipline, risk management, somebody to talk to, an outlet, all right? Community is there as well. My people are talking. I'm here for you. I will hold your hand, and I will give a shit, guys. I don't know anyone else out there offering, just consider it, guys. If you're struggling, take a breath here today, guys. All right, it's day one of the move. It's day one of the move. Take a breath. All right, control yourself. Absolutely control that size if you're going to force it at this time. But I've shown you enough times here today what I'm going to wait for. I'm excited to see it. We talked about the space sector. Look at this. Look at this. Retracement, reaction, remount. Guys, it's the best model. Over 13 years in this market. This works more often than not. 2-hour model. It's a money printer. As long as we are in a trend, follow the trend. This is a trend continuation model. My other 5, well, 4 out of the other 5 are the same. And we have a narrative play where maybe I don't like to do many narrative plays in a down market, but it can set up rounding bottoms for a narrative play. So if we do get a new trend rally in the market, we're going to be talking about narrative plays, guys, all this stuff. I am containing my excitement, but we'll see. All right, we will see. I would love to get into a more stable environment, a cleaner uptrend, but that ain't happening today, you guys. Still a very headline sensitive, risky environment to go pressing on, and I won't do it just yet. Stay safe, manage your risks. Guys, it's coming. Let's go make some money. I'll see you soon.